What if the biggest game of the century decides it's done being just a game and crashes into the real world? That's exactly what happened 500 years ago when a massive fantasy game called Path of Demons unleashed a horde of demons that wrecked everything, leading to a global catastrophe. And that is when the God of Light intervened and granted a few chosen humans with supernatural powers to match the game's classes. Fast forward to now, and a new demon lord named Asmodeus has risen, wiping out a whole generation of heroes and ruling the world. Therefore the best human assassin Mo is sent to take him down. Now the demon lord and the greatest assassin stand face to face, ready to kill each other. One is arrogantly confident in his invincibility, while the other is resolutely prepared to die to save humanity. For this purpose the assassin unsheathes his sword and activates the radiant moon domain. This skill creates a powerful buff from the radiant moonlight from which he takes power from. Meanwhile, the villain is also ready with his power of darkness. After getting hit by the Demon King's attack, our hero realizes the attack is slow compared to his usual power, which means the Demon King isn't even taking him seriously. So our boy leans on his experience and uses his shadow clone skill to throw the Demon Lord off. Now there are 3 assassins, including him and his clones, who are all attacking the villain of the century. While doing this he's thinking about the Demon Lord's fatal flaw, which is his arrogance, as he believes no one can break through his frontal assault. While keeping the Demon Lord busy with random attacks, he makes a strategy to strike his back while thinking it might be his vulnerable point. So he backstabs him with a skill called Divine Retribution. With this skill there's a 1% chance of eliminating the enemy in one hit. Unfortunately he doesn't get that 1% chance, but somehow he manages to make the Demon Lord bleed. Things take a turn for the worse for Moe when the Demon Lord activates a new skill while using his blood to summon a horde of terrifying skeletons. After his last-ditch effort with Divine Retribution fails, he needs a new strategy to take down the villain and his skeleton army. In a flurry of action, Moe starts taking out skeletons one by one, which only makes the Demon Lord angrier as someone as insignificant as Mo dares to challenge him, taking Mo seriously. For the first time the Demon Lord unleashes his most powerful form, which is his liberation form, and lets loose all his demonic power as Mo charges forward. His S-rank companions from the Dawn Vanguard Guild step in to handle the skeleton army, letting Mo focus on the Demon Lord. These high-rank brave soldiers, including Tyy Eliza, are ready to risk their lives for humanity and their hero Mean. Meanwhile the Demon Lord in his most powerful liberation form is fuming to end the fight with Mo's death. Mo, carrying the weight of everyone's hopes, prepares to strike back. His sword crackles with lightning as he attacks, vowing to drag the Demon Lord to the afterworld. Even if he goes with him, he launches a fierce attack with the Dark Moon Blade followed by a crescent slash, declaring that humanity will win this battle despite knowing the Demon Lord will be reincarnated one day. He continues with a Moonlight Pierce while aiming for what he hopes is the final blow. With that the Demon Lord uses the Soul Detachment skill to aid in his rebirth. But our boy isn't planning on letting this Demon Lord be reborn to threaten humanity again. Instead he employs his ultimate skill, which is Twilight Harvest. With this skill he has delivered a final fatal blow. This skill is essentially a suicide move which ensures the enemy's death at the cost of his own life. After witnessing his ultimate skill, his companions yell at him that they will remember his sacrifice for humanity forever. On the other hand, he takes his last breath, while his last hope rests on his companions who might be able to eliminate the remaining demons after the Demon Lord's defeat. With that he falls into eternal sleep. 5 years later the Demon Lord is about to be resurrected in a place called Blood River, located in the dark underworld. As we know, the Demon Lord has already been resurrected twice with the memory of every life he's had. However, this time he is going to be reincarnated for the third and last time with his memories intact. If he loses this chance, he will lose the memories of all his previous lives and might have to start from scratch. Now this place Blood River is swarming with low-level demons known as horned demons who are toying with the corpses of humans on the ground. These lowest kinds of demons serve as livestock and cannon fodder. Anyway, their main purpose there is to stop the resurrection of Mo. They are informed by a demon known as Lord Hydra that our guy is going to be reincarnated in 9 days. Then the captain of the demons alerts everyone about this threat in the form of the ultimate assassin. They are afraid that if Mo is able to come back to life again, he will exterminate the slavery of human beings from the demons. There is a heap of demon blood looking like it is boiling from inside. Then they see the mouth of the demon coming out from it, which horned demons think of as the savior of humanity, but he looks quite demonic. Besides, this is the place where the Demon Lord is going to be reincarnated. So why would our boy be reborn there? Now there is a twist. The cute little chubby demon we see swarming in the blood actually has two souls. One is our badass assassin Mo and the other is the demon lord Asmodeus. Both of them wake up in the same body at the same time. As soon as they wake up they realize that they are not alone and ask about the identity of the other entities inside their body. In the very next moment they realize who the other person is. An ultimate battle of words starts as they can't harm their own body. Our boy expresses his confusion about sharing a body with the Demon Lord, while the great Demon Lord furiously demands to get his body back. Meanwhile, as they are arguing, horn demons are ready to take off the body in which both Mo and the Demon Lord now reside. As soon as they notice the attack on them they are on high alert. Meanwhile, the ever-intelligent Moe finally realizes that he has been reincarnated with the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord also confirms it with our boy, while taunting him that he has used a trick to be reincarnated as the Demon King. Then he angrily turns to the horn demons with killing intent. He is beyond angry at those low lives who have forgotten that they are just livestock and have dared to ambush the site where he was about to be reborn to blow off some steam. Moe takes his turn with the body and taunts the Demon Lord, saying he is no longer at the top of the food chain. How the mighty have fallen. On the other hand, the Demon Lord tries to shut the taunting dude's big mouth, while claiming he will show everyone why he is called the ruler of the underworld if he gains control over the body. Once again they argue about who will be better suited to take over the body to fight the army of horn demons against them. Our assassin refuses to give control to the Demon Lord because he believes the Demon Lord will lead them to death. The Demon Lord, on the other hand, reminds the so-called savior of the world that despite being reborn as a lowly demon, with no memory of his previous life, he still has a chance to be reborn on the contrary. Our dude does not have a third chance at reincarnation. Afterwards they stop arguing when they realize they are inside the magical circle. Then he requests the Demon King to let him control the body since his demonic power is quite weak in this reincarnated form. On the other hand, our savior has a better chance of activating his skills and magic to fight off the horn demons later. The Demon King can raise his level with him. Finally, Asmodeus understands the gravity of his circumstances and gives up his body to our dude. However, he reminds him that humans have a natural survival instinct, so he will better not be disappointed with that. He activates his skill and gets ready for the next step. Now he thinks that the Demon Lord is right in one aspect, that he wants to live, but he can save humanity while restraining the Demon Lord from reincarnating and ending this cycle. He then uses the shadow escape skill, which allows the assassin to vanish from the enemy's sight. The horn demons were quite shocked to see the little demon turning into shadows and disappearing in front of them before the retreat. Mo is determined to achieve the highest form of strength and seal the Demon Lord. After 3 hours of the disappearance of Mo, every horn demon is searching for him everywhere. It seems like they are threatened by Lord Hyra to search for him, otherwise they will pay with their lives. This is the reason their captain has warned them to find him at any cost or he will kill them all. On the other hand, unfortunately, our hero is stuck with the Demon Lord and hasn't gone far. He is still within the range of the Blood River because of his reincarnated body. His shadow escape skill can't cover the longer distance, and now they are trying to hide here and there to avoid being spotted by the horn demons. He thinks about getting out of the range of the horn demons as their forces are increasing. Besides, he has to conserve energy as well. Listening to his concerns, the Demon Lord compliments the human instinct to flee despite their weaker bodies. He retorts that it is the same as the demon's stronger bodies with low intelligence. At that they argue and taunt some more. Like a small ball of energy, the reincarnated body is rushing ahead. Moe warns the Demon Lord to save his enthusiasm as they are still within the dangerous zone. Suddenly he notices it is the blue moon. Basically, demons are quite affected by the different phases of the moon according to the expeditionary forces. In Death Investigation, demons can roam freely in a healthy state during the rise of the blue moon, also known. In other words, they are now safe for a while. However, when this blue moon turns into the red moon, also known as the cruel moon, it makes the demons go into a rampage while increasing their strength by 20%. After some time under the red moon, the yellow moon known as the sleepy moon follows. This moon phase weakens the demons, especially the lower level ones, while making them feel drowsy. or sleepy now. He needs to find a hiding and safe place before the return of the yellow moon. According to his past experience, each moon phase lasts 4 hours, so he has 8 hours left to do that. Then he finds a stone named Shoe Stab which helps him cause level 1 bleeding to his enemy for 5 seconds with a 1% success rate. Seeing his system, he is quite satisfied that his assassin class panels and game panels are working like before. He then addresses Asmodeus by name, which often annoys the Demon Lord. However, our dude royally ignores his arrogant rant and asks about the whereabouts of nearby supplies instead of answering directly. Asmodeus asks him to give him control over the body while promising to lead them to the oasis. He doesn't agree to give up the body but likes the idea of going to the oasis as it could solve their supply problem. At that, the Demon Lord threatens to send him to purgatory. They keep moving forward, while our hero remains nonchalant to the arrogant nature of his body mate. Meanwhile, the Demon Lord is still persistent in gaining control over the body, knowing the dangerous routes of the Blood River area, but he is declined once again. After 2.5 hours they reach the oasis. Unfortunately, by the time they arrive the blue moon has turned into the red or cruel moon. It has been 1.5 hours since the rise of the cruel moon. It seems he had misinformation regarding the timing of the moon phases, and their timing didn't align with the moon phase. They arrive at the oasis earlier than planned, making their situation drastic as there are numerous demons present under the influence of the cruel moon. Now 2 kinds of powerful beasts are in front of them in packs, including the Shadow Leopard and the D-Class Purgatory Bull. The Shadow Leopard can leap between reality and shadow, but the most dangerous are the Purgatory Bulls, who rush and charge at their enemies and herds with each additional bull, increasing their power by 10%. Meanwhile, our dude is busy calculating his situation when the Demon Lord warns him to get out of the path of these demons as they could crush him in his weakened form. He looks at the Purgatory Bull which is charging at him. To avoid the attack, he uses consecutive jumps afterwards. It seems like the Shadow Leopard is preying on the Purgatory Bull and has finally pierced it. Seeing this, our boy finally gets some sense and decides to retreat. After hearing this, the Demon Lord taunts him, comparing him to a Songi of the human race because of his escape skills. He retorts saying the Demon Lord thinks too much and fails to understand the human instinct for hunting, which angers the Demon Lord to the core. Once again, the Demon Lord threatens to send him to purgatory. Suddenly he notices restless shadow leopards emerging from the group. The Demon Lord also notices this and warns him that the herd of purgatory bulls is rushing towards them, so they need to move immediately. He also adds that lower demons like them don't stand a chance to block or stop them and will be crushed by their force. Instead of moving aside, he prepares to charge while claiming that danger also brings opportunity. The Demon Lord asks about his plan. With a dramatic swish he turns his body towards the herd of purgatory bulls, exclaiming that they are going to hunt the prey. Now he is moving swiftly while lurking among the herd due to his small size. Thinking that patience is the key to being a top-class predator, he maneuvers around, positioning himself behind them, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Watching all of this, the Demon Lord reconsiders his view about him being just an escape artist. Anyway, he tells him the next plan of action, showing him the map. With its help they could reach a nearby oasis, grab some fruits and level up, then they could return again. Mo is confused about how he can see this map. The Demon Lord replies that he has some tricks up his sleeve thanks to the blessing of the Goddess of Light. He also warns him that the moon will change soon. He ignores the Demon Lord's warning and, focused on reaping the rewards of his patience, he rushes toward the Purgatory Bull to deliver the final blow to its weakened state. The Demon Lord compliments his cunning as he watches him praying. After killing the bull he gains thousands of experience points, leveling up along with the Demon Lord, reaching level E. Besides, he regains his lost skills as well. Now, after dealing with the Purgatory Bulls, they face a new danger in the form of the Shadow Leopard surrounding him. The Demon Lord expresses his desire to battle them since he already had his chance with the herd. However, he isn't in the mood to comply with his mighty companion, the top reason being that he wants to test how this more agile and lighter body can handle his newly reactivated skills, which prompts a dry remark from the Demon Lord about his recklessness. One of the leopards prepares to charge at him, and he checks his malice detection skill, which is functioning normally. He then jumps into the air and hits one of the leopards with his backstab skill. Following that, he attacks another with his phantom step skill. As he expertly attacks each shadow leopard, he feels oddly satisfied with how well he controls his skills. Now he sees a better chance to level up and reach his peak. Even with his new body, he turns to the remaining beasts with his malice detection and phantom step, hunting many of them afterwards. He activates a sacrifice skill. This kind of skill uses 30% of his life force in order to boost the power of his attack. Now he finally has his first kill. The Demon Lord is quite impressed by his power at this moment. After seeing the dead bodies of their companions, the remaining shadow leopards are about to escape. Seeing this, the Demon Lord remarks that it's their time to flee as the yellow moon is about to rise. However, adrenaline is rushing through the blood of our boy and he isn't in the mood to end this game so soon. He responds that if they retreat then the beasts will charge at them. With that, he attacks another beast and gets his second kill. On the other hand, the Demon Lord doesn't like his stunt and warns him that he has already used 40% of his life force and the yellow moon is about to rise. He retorts that it has only been an hour and a half since the cruel moon rose, so they still have time, but the Demon Lord insists that the moon never follows a schedule, so they should run. Meanwhile, a leopard takes advantage of the distraction and charges at him. Mo is quick to think that he has to dodge, but he can't as the leopard finally injures him. He now realizes that his body is feeling the effects of the yellow moon, which makes it impossible for him to use the sacrifice skill again. At that moment he gets a notification that the Demon Lord has shared a skill known as Demon Evolution with him. The Demon Lord explains that he's granted him this skill because, well, they're all about to get killed thanks to his cocky attitude, so he needs to use this skill to save them. The Demon Lord then breaks down the skill, saying it can only be used after several kills. It not only heals his injuries but also helps him resist the effects of the sleepy moon. He urges him to hit the yes button because hey, they might not have much time left. Besides, he also throws in a reminder that unlike him, our boy might not get another chance to be reborn, and their bickering continues before he can reject or confirm the skill. Another leopard successfully attacks him. The Demon Lord dryly comments on his sluggish movement, while telling him he better act faster. He once again urges him to accept the skill. With no other choice, he clicks the confirm button. However, he's suspicious that the Demon Lord might have some ulterior motives behind giving him this skill, like maybe he wants to control his body or something. After hitting confirm, he suddenly transforms into the full form of a Demon King, which looks like some weird half-human hybrid. This new body seems to be the Demon King and complete with a voice that sounds just like his. He wastes no time and immediately grabs one of the beasts, piercing its neck like it's nothing. Seeing this, the rest of the beasts are scared and try to escape, but he's not in the mood to let them go. Instead, he starts picking them off one by one, racking up the kills like he's collecting stamps for some loyalty program. More kills, more rewards. Simple as that. Once that's done, he's got his eyes on the real prize, which is getting his hands on his treasure vault in order to restore his power. Not only this, somewhere in there, he plans to kill Mo. Meanwhile, somewhere else, someone is standing in front of the said treasure vault of the underworld ruler. A girl jumps onto a tree branch nearby and throws some compliments at MRA, the girl in front of the vault. Then she wonders if the sheer beauty of MRA's magical staff will be enough to crack open the vault. Now this irritates Magra and she whips around to face the woman named Hall Argentis while snapping that she's only there because she needed something from her. Without missing a beat, MRA starts attacking her with magic because you know that's how witches settle their disputes. Hall Orus is the S-rank shadow succubus and the intelligence officer at Hull Quinn. She breaks her magic attack from Magra and snarls that she can't even get hold of her own magic, so how could she possibly control someone like the Demon King? MRA scoffs at her while pointing out she's the one who let that low-level demon escape. If she hadn't messed up, she wouldn't even need to be here. But just as she's getting smug, human mage tenses up. Her alert magic has sensed something or someone. Argentis, always one for drama, caresses her face while declaring she'll stay in the Shadow Realm from now on. After all, if they find the Demon Lord, they're bound to find his treasure in the underworld. Suddenly a shadow appears in front of them. On the flip side, the Demon Lord awakens Mo inside him as he's gearing up to reclaim his power. He even politely asks about his favorite cage to give comfort to his human companion. Caged inside of him, inside his own body realm, Mo opens his eyes to find himself chained to the Demon King's throne. Even in this sorry state, he can't help but taunt that the Demon King himself had been bound here before. Meanwhile, the Demon Lord is urging him to pick a cage, but our prisoner spots him stepping onto a magic array mark. He recognizes it but can't quite put his finger on it. Suddenly it hits him and he shouts for his demon companion to stop moving. The Demon Lord is baffled by his warning, but when the magic array activates, he realizes his mistake as Chains bind him. He calls out challenging the magician for a fair fight. At this point both female masterminds behind the scheme step forward, curious about how the demon lord had suddenly grown weaker. Seeing them, Mo is in complete disbelief as he recognizes both of them not wasting time. The demon lord, clearly threatened by the sight of a succubus, then warns her that he'll burn her master for her insolence. Naturally his words infuriate her. Meanwhile the main magician commands the demon lord to kneel, and despite himself he complies. At the same time Mo recognizes the mage, a human named Li Min, but confusion grips him because are they actually working with the demons to take down the demon lord, or is there something else at play? On the other hand, the young succubus, brimming with insolence, orders the demon lord to open his treasure and offer it to her mother. Upon realizing she's the daughter of Hall Quinn, he doesn't hold back and insults her mother. Inside though, the demon lord is desperately trying to cope with the situation. To deal with it, he offers a deal to his human companion. He tells him to cooperate until they eradicate the enemy and later they'd share the body, though our assassin is a bit doubtful, but he accepts the offer because, well, what choice does he really have? With a smirk he expresses his disbelief at how absurd the situation is. However, his smile infuriates Argentus, who starts beating him senseless, while the mage tries to stop her because inconveniently they still need him. The next moment he orders Mo to take over the body. With that he unleashes a powerful burst of energy that knocks both of the girls back. After this the demon lord urges him to run, knowing full well they're in no shape to defeat both girls, especially since their power seems to have gotten stronger than them, so they make a quick escape. As they rush ahead, our hero can't shake his growing suspicion about Lean, who is indeed cooperating with a demon for unknown reason. 3 hours after their escape from the magic array, the scene shifts to an oasis where a number of demons are roaming. Suddenly the demons spot something behind them and they all rush toward it. The place they're running to is none other than the magic trap placed by our assassin. As soon as the demons step onto it, he activates his demon magic to devour their power. A burst of red energy surges from his hand, which is burning every demon standing on the magic array. After successfully devouring the demons, not only does he level up, but he also acquires multiple new skills and raises his power level. He glances at his system screen, wondering if this was all some trick of the demon, as he feels his power increasing at an unnatural rate. At the same moment as usual, he suddenly felt a sharp pain as the memories of the demons he had devoured rushed into his mind. He wondered if thanks to this memory system he might now have access to a map of the demon world. On the other hand, the demon lord was quite pleased with the development, hoping that at this rate he would finally become a true demon. Meanwhile, in a place called Takal, a demonic castle looms. Numbers of demons are making their way toward its gates. Our hero, however, finds himself suddenly teleported inside a rock by a shadow demon, which leaves him both frustrated and angry. Still he pushes forward, making his way past the swarm of demons as his identity of horned demons, known to be notoriously stupid. As he passes through, one of the demons asks if he needs goo. But the demon lord quickly warns him that this could be a trap set by Quinn. Without hesitation he kicks the demon hard to get rid of it, not taking any chances with the demon lord's guidance. My guy arrogantly strides into the castle. Inside there are countless demons belonging to the Symbiosis faction. This faction hunts and plunders humans to survive, and even though some high-class demons don't particularly enjoy the idea of hunting, they still prefer humans for their artistic and cultural purpose. In this twisted setup, human farming and monopoly are common business for these demons. Despite witnessing the cruelty around him, he walks ahead silently and calmly, prompting the demon lord to smugly remark that he's turning into a true demon. His gaze lands on a statue of Hall Quinn, the member of the Symbiosis faction. Now the two discuss their plan. They're here to join an expedition which will give them access to the teleportation array. Through that they'll track down the demon lord's ex-girlfriend, whose help they need to separate their souls. After a shared glance they move forward to execute their plan. Just as they do, a succubus prince struts in with arrogance. As he approaches his subjects, the demon lord suddenly realizes it's the day of celebration for this faction, which means the city's defenses are significantly weakened, so there must be some humans invading the castle, and there she is, coming with determination to kill some demons. As soon as he sees the newcomer, he immediately recognizes her as Camila, who was his apprentice. She is slaying and hunting the low-level demons with the teaching she has received from him. Even though she is not at the level to fight these demons, she is still doing it. Now she is behind the prince and about to slay him. While he looks like he is enjoying the show, however, with his dark power he throws her away. While watching her, our nonchalant prince gets bored with the show and orders his subordinate to finish her off as soon as Moe sees the shadow steel golems rushing toward her. He rushes in for the rescue, then shielding her from the incoming attack. The prince is amused to see another puppet in the show. Meanwhile, our guy can't use his other skill until it recharges. He then tells Camila to escape. Seeing her confusion, he turns to her and says she's not ready to face these factions. With her level of power, with a baffled expression, she finally recognizes him. When she questions his identity, he decides to crush her hopes. In order to save her, he turns to her with a cruel expression and expresses his desire to make her his slave since she called him teacher. This angers her and she attacks him, but he dodges it with a swish of his hand. He even gives a compliment to her triple slash technique, but remarks how it's about as useful as a rubber sword against someone as strong as him. She tries to say something, but he cuts her off and points to the sky. There's a magic barrier surrounding the whole area. Then he royally tells her to follow his orders if she wants to survive, which gets her all riled up. Ignoring her protests, he lets her know about the 60 guard posts at the outer gate that they can't fight off, but Camila still sees traces of her master in him. To squash that thought, he manhandles her and tells her to pay attention when her master is talking. Then getting serious, he outlines their evacuation plan as she's to head to the treasury and create chaos there, while he will head to the barracks to slaughter demons in order to confuse the faction. Now he's at the outer barracks where demons are hunting him down. He glances at demons munching on their own comrades to get stronger. He felt disgusted to see them, but our dear demon lord reminds him that he's basically become a finely crafted demon himself thanks to his own past demonic deeds. Anyway, he's mulling over his next move while considering there must be the last squad guarding the inner city and Lord's Manor. The demon lord suggests sealing the walls rather than facing these even stronger guards. After a bit, they're finally outside the inner wall and Camila's feeling pretty pleased with her success, but of course the shadow steel golems have tagged along, attacking with such speed that he has to dodge quickly. To top it all off, they've now got another problem in the form of the succubus prince. This arrogant prince boasts that as he rules this place no one is going to escape, no matter how brilliant their plan is. Seeing the urgency of the situation, he orders his student to activate the teleportation array so they can teleport to the borderlands despite his demon companion's protests. On the other hand, their actions are seriously annoying the prince, who starts to activate his spell, but before he can even finish his chant, our guy takes him down with confidence. Now he's activated his shadow domain skill, which leads to a massive purple explosion erupts around them. With that, our boy is out of skills and needs to recharge, while Camila is just hanging around waiting for her master to give the go-ahead to activate the portal. After a bit, his hand emerges from the explosion leading his body. He rushes over to her shouting for her to activate the portal. She's quick to respond, and with the portal activated they disappear from the demon's view. As soon as they disappear, another interesting character shows up, who are Human Mage and Hall Argentus. They glare at the portal and curse because our boy and his student have slipped away from their clutches. The traitor mage takes a moment to remind the succubus prince of the consequences of failure. The prince fires back, saying it's not her place to meddle in demon affairs. Then he shifts to a threatening tone while stating he doesn't know her real motives for working with them, but if she delays or messes up his mother's plans, he is sure that he is going to make an example of her.